Hey guys, before I begin this video, I'd just like to kick it all off by saying this. Mick, the autistic atheist, formerly known as Mickey Mouse, acted like a piece of shit when he decided to call WARCORPSE666's home phone number. I not only vehemently condemn him doing that, but I'd go as far as to ask him not to do it again. Not that I expect him to. And the reason why I say this will become apparent later in this video. So there's this YouTuber by the name of WARCORPSE666. He's a neckbeard atheist libertarian who often rants about feminism and politics. Or as WARCORPS has described himself, a everyday guy fed up with the everyday world and how stupid it's become. Mick the autistic atheist and I have both been following this guy for quite a while. I initially came across his channel back when he made a response video to Angry Joe a few years ago, and I've kept a bit of an eye on him ever since, as he is, in all honesty, a pretty good ranter. I mean, say what you want about his arguments, but I kinda like the aesthetic of his content. It's stereotypical, but in a fun and quirky kind of way, and he does offer some good points every now and then. Mick found WARCORPSE's channel back in early 2015, and they were actually on good terms back then. Or at least, initially. They would later have a falling out when Mick took issue with one of the points WARCORPSE made in one of his videos, wherein he makes the claim that rape is solely about power, not sex. Mick disagreed with this sentiment, and initiated a somewhat heated argument in the comments section. WARCORPSE would later go on to make a video about this, offering some counter-arguments to the points Mick made. Mick would later go on to make a response video of his own to WARCORPSE about this, of which WARCORPSE never really responded to. Mick would later offer WARCORPSE a debate. Initially, this debate was actually gonna be between me and WARCORPSE on the issue of gun control, but we both agreed on instead having WARCORPSE and Mick debate their disagreements on the topic of why rapists rape. A very fun topic, you can imagine. WARCORPSE actually agreed to this debate, but eventually backed out of it. His initial reasoning for this was that he didn't want to give Mick a platform. Mick, frustrated with WARCORPSE backing out of the debate, decided to actually call WARCORPSE's home phone number and drunkenly demand a debate. And as I mentioned in the intro of this video, this is something that I not only condemn and disapprove of, but something that I think crossed the line. This only pissed off WARCORPSE to the point where he actually told Mick to never comment or watch any of his videos ever again. Mick would later go on to write an apology to WARCORPSE in the comment section, explaining that he was inebriated during that phone call and had no ill will. This only infuriated WARCORPSE even more, as he explicitly told Mick not to comment on his videos. The apology was declined, and WARCORPSE decided to make a video where he sent his fans to attack Mick. He also made the claim that Mick had doxed him. He eventually backed away from this halfway by saying that Mick half-doxed him by calling his private residence
the autistic atheist. I was going to be nice to you. I was going to give you mercy and just let you fuck off and you do whatever you want. But no, you had to write that stupid ass fucking apology. And no, I don't accept it. I don't give a damn.
During one of WARCORPSE's live streams, he said that he would never debate Mick, and stated that it wouldn't be a fair debate as Mick is around the age of 14. Though this is untrue, Mick is actually 17 and will be turning 18 in about 6 months from now.
How long has Chad been stalking my channel? I don't know, since I fucking refused to debate that fucking Mikester dick cunt. Because Mike was a fucking child. He was like 14. And honestly, it wouldn't be a debate, it'd be a fucking slaughter.
I think it's also worth pointing out that WARCORPSE actually made a video no more than a month ago titled, "Telling a Little Girl That Feminism Sucks," wherein he responds to the arguments put forth by a 15-year-old. Let's fast forward a bit to February 8th, shall we? I was talking to some friends on Discord when I noticed that WARCORPSE was doing a live stream titled Games and Beer, MLB 16 Part 2. I decided to see if I could get some answers as to why he wouldn't debate Mick. So, let's see what he has to say, shall we?
Hey, SWEGTA or SEGTA or whatever the fuck your name is, you know I'm not gonna debate that. You know I'm not gonna debate him. And you know why. Do I have to go into the whole fucking story again? Sorry, not debating that piece of shit. Why won't I debate him? Oh, geez, I don't know. The fact that he half-assed doxed me. The fact that he called my fucking house. Everybody was shocked that I didn't ban him from my YouTube channel. That's why. And the fact that he made fun of 9/11. Also, where is it written that I must debate someone?
Nowhere. No one even made the claim that you must debate anyone.
If he really is autistic, don't you think that's kind of an unfair fight?
No. Being slightly on the spectrum doesn't make you incapable of putting forth cogent points in an argument. In fact, he's done it several times before. I don't know if you remember this, WARCORPSE, but you actually had a back and forth with Mick via video responses. You also had a lengthy argument with him in the comment section regarding whether or not rape is about power. I find it kinda interesting how you don't take issue with Mick being autistic until after he calls your phone number. That's when autism becomes an obstacle in you debating him, because apparently autistic people just are incapable of debating. It's not like you initially accepted the debate and boldly said, "I will smash what's left of his broken brain." Which brings me to another point. Why the fuck are you so fond of using the term broken brain?
So that I can take his tiny little broken fucking brain and crush what is left of the sorry son of a bitch.
Is it because of his autism? Because if it is, then it's kind of a dick thing to do, isn't it? I mean, not just to Mick, but to autistic people in general. You make it sound like he has some sort of mental disability that prevents him from forming cogent arguments. Unlike the way you portray him as, Mick is not a drooling mental invalid. He's actually a pretty intelligent guy once you get to know him. Was it stupid for him to call your number? Yeah. Does it make him broken-brained? No. Fuck off with this shit. I would later go on to ask him if he'd be interested in debating me. And this is how that went.
So no, I'm not gonna fucking debate that piece of shit. He can go fuck himself. As far as I'm concerned, that's it. That's where the end is. You know, why I haven't banned him, I don't know, because that's the one rule I don't have. So, yeah, if everybody wants to know, because I got a lot of new fans, and followers, if you want to know why I refuse to debate the autistic atheist, that's the fucking reason.
I pointed out that it's inconsistent for him to make a video wherein he asks people to debate him, only to turn around and go, "No, SWEGTA, I'm not gonna debate you."
No, I'm not gonna debate you, SWEGTA. Sorry. Yeah, there are exceptions. Okay, I'll tell you what, SWEGTA, I'll debate you if you make a video publicly renouncing, actually, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to. Why won't I debate you? Well, again, I explained why.
Actually, no, you didn't. The only thing you said after I asked you why you wouldn't debate me is, "Yeah, there are exceptions."
Plus, if I remember right, that whole autistic atheist debate was supposed to be communism versus capitalism. I've already beaten the shit out of that.
It was actually on the issue of why rape is rape, not communism versus capitalism.
Sorry, it doesn't work, and he's Eastern European. He should understand better than most just how rotten communism is.
Mick and I are Northern European, not Eastern European. Nice geography skills there, dipshit.
The reason I refuse to debate SWEGTA or the autistic atheist is because they doxed. They called my fucking house, and again, it was an international call.
Oh hey, look, a lie! Surely WARCORPSE won't pursue this lie despite there being no evidence. And surely he won't go back on it later on in a very defensive and condescending manner. Who am I kidding? Again, Mick called you. Mick called you. I never called you. Guilt by association doesn't fucking work here, my friend. I'm calling bullshit. So you better get some real fucking arguments.
And again, they made fun of fucking 9/11.
Unless you're formally referring to Mick by a gender-neutral pronoun, no, that's bullshit. I never made fun of 9/11. Mick did that. I had nothing to do with the making of that video. But hey, you know, thanks for trying to smear my character. That's such a nice thing to do. You're such a nice guy, you know that, WARCORPSE? Nothing says honesty and integrity than someone who just flat out lies about somebody else's character in a petty attempt to rile the masses against them.
You didn't dox, well, you didn't dox me. I'll give you that. You half-assed doxed me.
No! Fucktard, I didn't dox you, nor did I half-ass dox you. Mick called you. Mick, the autistic atheist, the guy you spent several minutes yelling your lungs out at, that's the guy who half-ass doxed you. I, on the other hand, was off in a different place, doing something else. I love how, as soon as I call you on your shit, you don't just go, "Oh, fuck, man, that was the other guy, sorry, my bad," and just move on. You still attempt to besmirch my character by saying, "Well, you know, you half-ass doxed me." No, WARCORPSE, I didn't. You're a fucking liar. And you just falsely accused me of a crime. Thanks a fucking lot, war cunt.
Now that's the last time I'm gonna talk to you.
It's not the last time he's gonna talk about me.
When did you dox me? I said
right
you
back
didn't.
To the mound. And he'll just flip this
You
on first
half-assed
for the
doxed
second
me.
out of the inning.
And you did it when you called my fucking
Our line
house.
score to this
So
point,
fuck
and
you.
almost
I didn't call your fucking house, so fuck you too, cunt corpse.
Now your lines,
back
Swegta.
here
I'll
at
get to you in a
Nationals
second. I
Park.
said I wasn't gonna
This
bring you
one
up.
pretty much
I didn't
around
put a
second,
false
will tag and
accusation
head for
against
third.
you, you stupid son of a
And
bitch.
we'll make it up to third
Swegta.
safely here with the
I
Minnesota
said
Twins
you
starting
didn't
lineup.
dox me.
What do you think they need to do to keep
I
this winning
said
streak
you
rolling,
half-ass
Steve?
doxed me.
Ah, come on, WARCORPSE, tell the truth. You can do it.
Or at least your buddy did.
Ah, there we go. That wasn't so hard, was it? All you had to do was use a little bit of honesty and boom. Now we can finally move on.
But you do nothing to denounce him. You do nothing to renounce him. You sit there and you think it's fucking fine what he did.
Actually, you don't know anything about what I think, you stupid motherfucker. I love how you just assume my thought process and then proceed to judge me over it. Like, you realize that anybody could do that, right? Right now, I could be like, oh, WARCORPSE, the way you think about fucking newborn babies is disgusting and you ought to be ashamed. It doesn't mean that you actually hold that position or feel that way. How about you just, like, ask me what my opinion is before jumping to conclusions? Isn't it so much easier when people just ask each other, hey, what do you think about this? And then proceed to have a discussion about whatever opinion the person in question might have? But of course you won't do that. That'd make sense. No, this is Games and Beer Part 2. What was I thinking?
I'm trying not to respond to these people. It's getting annoying.
I think that's actually a far more appropriate title for this stream than Games and Beer.
Sorry, I've explained that he didn't dox me, but apparently that isn't good enough for the fucking asshole.
Yeah. How fucking dare I be frustrated with being falsely accused of committing a crime? I'm so unreasonable, aren't I? You know who's reasonable? The guy who falsely accuses other people of committing crimes, judges them based on opinions that they don't even have, and then sends his rabid fans to attack his detractors. That's the reasonable one.
I'm not going to debate you, just due to the simple fact.
You just went back on the doxing accusation. What have you got left? Your friend did something I don't like, so I refuse to debate you. Like, is that it? Is that the fact? What is this fact you speak of, fat-ass corpse?
Really? I'll tell you what, Swegta. Tell you what. I'll make you a deal. You make a video publicly denouncing that motherfucker. You publicly call him a piece of fucking shit. I'll debate you. You better make that video. You make that video first, and then I'll debate you. What are we debating, by the way? Like, this whole thing started with communism versus capitalism. I'm gonna kick your ass, though. But again, this whole thing is contingent on you making that video. You call the autistic atheist a fucking piece of shit. You publicly denounce him, and then I'll do it. You want to debate? That's what I'll do.
Alright, consider it done. I know you're not really the sharpest tool in the shed, so I'll just direct you to replaying this video, just in case your broken brain, as you so call it, forgot that little notice I featured in the beginning of this video.
They've been trying to get me in a goddamn debate for fucking 2 years. Even I give up at some point.
Wrong. What a shock, right? I contacted you back in July 2016, wherein I offered you a debate that you, as I stated before, accepted. I don't know if you know this, but 8 months? Yeah, that's not really equivalent to 2 years. 2 years would be 24 months. War duns? 3 times the amount of time that has passed since I asked you to debate Mick. You make it sound like we've been actively asking you constantly. I asked you once. One fucking time. I don't know how many times Mick asked you, but I somehow doubt that he spent the last 2 years obsessively contacting you about a debate, but thanks for lying. What is it, lie number 4? You work fast, nigga.
And if Swegta's still there, I just want him to know one thing. This is not
Just blocks from the
Not
Capitol building, we welcome you to National
going to
Park.
be
Today, the third
me
and
with the
final
gloves
game in
on.
this three-game
This is going to be
series
gloves
between the
off.
Minnesota Twins
You're going
and
to
the
get
Washington
WARCORPSE, and you're going to get him
Nationals.
fully
Two of the best
pissed
bats in
off.
the business.
Oh my god, he's speaking in third person. Ah shit, this must really mean serious business. I better put on my scared face. I know you guys can't see this, but I definitely have this look of profound horror on my face. Oh gee willikers, I sure am spooked.
Next
Because
on
I,
the
quite
show,
frankly, I don't like you.
Tanner Roark,
I think you're a piece
a
of
right-hander
shit.
from Illinois.
I like how I'm the piece of shit, you know? I went in here asking you, hey, why won't you debate Mick? And then you give me some half-assed reason as to why, and then I proceed to ask you if you'd be interested in debating me. You not only accuse me of doxing you, but you also claim that I made fun of 9/11 and that I condoned Mick calling you. And then you proceed to say that I've been actively nagging you for a debate for over 2 fucking years, when I only asked you once? 8 months ago? Yeah, I'm such a piece of shit, right? I really wish I could be more like you, WARCORPSE. That way, I'd always feel like I'm in the right, no matter what I do. Falsely accuse someone of committing a crime, try to smear their character, berate them for an opinion they've never even espoused, misrepresent them as this fucking obsessed stalker figure, and then to top it all off, by just calling them a piece of shit. I wish I could do all of those things and still feel good about myself, because it must be awesome living in a perspective wherein you're always right, no matter what. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I think you think that you're the smartest motherfucker in the room.
It's under
And quite frankly, you know, maybe, just maybe, I don't like you, so I'm not going to hold back. No moderators, no nothing. Me, him, one-on-one, no holds barred. And he's not going to like it. It's not going to be pleasant.
I like how you start talking all of this macho shit as soon as I leave the chat room. When I'm actually there, you're like, you're a piece of shit and I don't want to talk to you. But when I leave, you immediately jump to talking this bravado shit. Kinda says a lot about your character, doesn't it? I mean, this whole video says a fuck ton about your character as it is. But I guess the backtalk is just the cherry on top, isn't it?
As far as I'm concerned, I think he's the biggest piece of shit as his friend is.
Are you gonna tell us why? No, of course not. Why would you? That'd make sense.
Oh, we'll leave you alone. I don't give a shit what the fuck you do.
You don't give a shit what I do. You do not give a shit what I do. That is why you told me repeatedly to make a video condemning Mick's actions, because you just don't give a shit what I do. Oh my God, you're so fucking dumb. How do you tie your shoes? Does your mommy do it? Any fucking way, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the oh so sweet ponage I had to offer tonight. I've kept my end of the bargain, and I expect, well, I don't really expect him to, but I do hope that he'll keep his end of the bargain as well. WARCORPSE, I envy not only the lack of self-awareness you have, but also your ability to drag somebody else's name through the mud only to feel superior with zero guilt. It must feel good to be able to wrong people without feeling like you've actually done something wrong, because, you know, falsely accusing someone of committing a crime, saying they made fun of a tragic event when they never did, claiming that they're fine with Mick calling you, portraying them as this obsessive stalker type, these are all things that you can do to somebody else and still feel like you come out on top, right? Yeah, I wish I had that ability, you know? I also wish I had that feeling of self-righteousness no matter what you do. But I don't, sadly. And sadly, I've run out of stupid bullshit to talk about. So having that said, you folks, as always, stay classy. And have a lovely, lovely day. Peace.